Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another first look video. Today we're going to be checking out Stellar Tactics, which is a party-based RPG game with some turn-based tactics elements mixed into the fray. There's really not much else to say about it other than it looks like it's got a lot of potential. Game is very, very indie in that the developer is not anybody you've ever heard of. And sometimes the lower budget does show, but the game does look like it's got a ton of potential. And if the game ends up being as deep as it could be, and it's already shaping up to be fairly deep as it is right now, I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll be an indie hit. As you can see on the screen here, this is pre-alpha, so expect all those things that come along with it being a pre-alpha. I haven't run into any issues in my 20-30 minutes of gameplay, just to kind of get a feel of what the game was about. So I would say it's fairly polished for what it is. Obviously it's lacking in content because it's an alpha, but there is still quite a bit here to do. So let's go ahead and jump into a new game, and I'll show you guys what I've learned so far. Before I do that though, I'd just like to remind you guys to hit that like button if you enjoyed these first look videos and you'd like to see more. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's the best way to help the channel grow and the best way to follow along with these first look videos as they come out. And then of course, if you enjoyed this game, let me know in the comments. So let's do it. So first thing we need to do is create our universe seed. I'm just gonna pick, let's just go 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay. So you can do any numbers. If you want to generate the same universe twice, obviously you just punch in the same numbers again. I don't know if you can get the same universe twice, but I imagine that these seeds would work the same way as they do in Minecraft, where if you punch in the same seed, you'll get the same world map as everybody else, short of whatever random generations are thrown into that. So now it's going to generate the universe. It does take a little bit of time, sort of like Nomoria or games like that, where they have to create the world basically. It goes fairly quickly, but I'm going to cut here just so that you guys don't have to sit through this, but I will be back as soon as it's done. Okay, so here we have the character creation screen. You do have to create 4 characters, so I'm going to try to do that as quickly as possible because it can take a while. There's not a ton to do in character creation. Basically you're going to create an appearance, allocate some stats here, 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 and here, and then do that a couple more times. So just to show you guys all the different options, obviously you have male and female genders. When you click back and forth, it goes to each gender's next face basically. So it cycles through the faces as you cycle through the genders. Here are all the male faces. Got a pretty good diversity of face types and skin tones represented, but I believe they're going to be adding more. And then for women, you've got all these faces available. So let's see, we'll just do random face. Oh, I'll show you the hair first. So I can't turn the head or anything, but you've got various hair options available, and this does sort of cycle through the colors as well. Oh, sorry, no, this cycles through the colors. And then of course the complexion, so you can actually do slight variances on each face. We'll just hit random. That hair is not working for me though. Let's make him bald, how about that? And I'm just gonna call him character 1. So then we allocate stats. Each stat has a description right here that tells you what it does. So obviously melee weapon damage, maximum HP, and you need a minimum strength level to equip heavy weapons. I'll put 1 point there. Agility, ability to use melee weapons, melee combat damage, initiative, and dodging. Okay. Dexterity, damage for all weapon types, including ranged and melee. Ability to hack computers and devices, crafting and repairing, and also on initiative. Okay. endurance. Obviously, that's going to be the basis for most of your hit points. And contributes to your armor class, allowing you to take more damage. Okay, so if you want to be tanky, this is the place to go. Let's make him tanky. And then charisma is going to be exactly what you expect, allowing you to make better deals. Your relationships will increase faster. May open up alternate opportunities, so you have branching paths and open-ended dialogue that this will benefit. Perception going to contribute to damage with ranged weapons, increases max range, chance to hit, so like your accuracy, and crits as well. May allow you to see things that are hidden. And then intelligence increases basically the rate at which you gain XP. Also affects initiative. And ooh, psychic abilities even. Let's see, I'm gonna put his last point into, let's make him really tanky. And then for skills here, these 4 points that are available count for this entire section here, and then the other 4 points that you get count for these two combined. So I'm gonna put like 3 points into two-handed melee, and then we'll put like 1 point into big guns. And then down here, I think we'll put some points into weaponry maybe, and I don't think he's going to be working on any of these skills. Maybe like weaponry and mining or something. We'll do like 2 and 2. Okay, so there's one character down. Then you just click on the exclamation point to do another. And I'm just going to make up some random characters real quick, and then we'll jump in. Okay, so now that all my characters are done, we are ready to start the game. I've got this guy that we created initially, who's just super durable. This lady here, who's going to be like our dexterity character. She's good at like hacking and stuff. This guy here, who's just really strong and is going to be like our damage dealer, maybe our heavy weapons guy at some point. And then this chick here, who I pumped a bunch of intelligence points into. I want to see if we can manifest any psychic powers with her, and then she's good at healing and a little bit of piloting. Okay, so I'm not going to bother with any of this. Let's toggle the help menu off and then grab our squad. Whoops. Okay, I keep forgetting there's no rubber band box. So we want to move down this way. And I believe we want to head through the door. Oh, it's locked. Okay, let's try the terminal first. Okay, I am not going to bother reading any of this. We're just gonna skip right through, and it wants me to head to here to grab our clothes and our weapons. Sometimes I found that sometimes you have to click stuff twice. I think the first one gets them to move there, the second one gets them to interact with it. Okay, so maybe not. What is next? Okay, let's keep moving around. Maybe this. Here we go. Okay, so now we're all dressed, and we got weapons. All right, so if we could end this conversation, we'll get moving. Let's see. He's got a like spiked sledgehammer. She's got what looks like an assault rifle. He's got an assault rifle as well, as does she. Switch weapons. You got a knife? I mean, he may as well use the melee weapon because he is so strong. So off we go. We need to activate the elevator, I believe. I think we're going to find ourselves in a fight here fairly shortly. Let's head this way. Around the corner here, and we'll open this door, and there's a couple things we need to activate in here. If you've ever played like Wasteland 2, Neverwinter Nights, games like that, this will all be really familiar to you. It plays exactly the same. The mechanics may be slightly different in certain aspects, but overall it plays exactly as you'd expect from a game of that genre. So there's really not much to say there. Why are you blocked? There we go. Get in there. Okay, so those are done. I don't think you can actually go through here. At least not yet. Yeah. So we need to go back up this way and around over to this side and do the same thing over here. So I'll click there and we'll watch them run. Where'd they go? Oh, they're not even through here yet. So the combat works on an AP system. You can see here that this is going to take 2 AP. There's various other things you can do, like crouching or turning, that will also cost AP, like crouch is 1. It's not going to tell me movement costs right now because we are not in combat, but I think they cost like an AP per like tile roughly as well. There's no tiles represented in the combat, but it still works sort of on like a tile-based system. You can kind of tell based on how they move. Like for example, these hallways are like 2 tiles wide, so if somebody's standing here, even if it looks like there's space for them to push past, they can't because of how the tiles work. Activate that, please. So the elevator's active. I think we can go through these doors now. I don't care, bald guy. I am busy. So let's get into here. And I think this hallway opens now. Yeah. And if you did it in the reverse order, it would work the same. It would just allow you to enter from the other side. Okay, so we're going to get into combat here in just a second. I believe. Yeah. Anytime you see a corpse, you can pretty much expect for there to be a fight. Oh, we're in combat right now. Okay. So let's see. Who's first in initiative? It looks like character 4 is. So let's move her up as far as we can. And we'll end her turn. This is character 2. We'll move her up behind. Sure, just get down here. Now, if you crouch, you can shoot over people, so I highly recommend you do that with the people in front. Unless, I don't know if you take penalties for melee combat when you're crouched, so if it's a melee character, I wouldn't necessarily crouch them, but if you're shooting with one character and you've got another shooty character behind them, I would, you know, crouch, let them come. So I'm going to step him out this way, and then have him turn to face the enemy, and then we'll end his turn. This guy I'd like to get as far up as I can as well. I don't think he's going to be able to make it all that way, but he'll get close. Okay. And I'm going to put the 2 shooty characters in the hallway here. Let's get you to there. I'll have you crouch. He's got 4 AP. I should be able to crouch and then shoot. And crouching does improve your accuracy, so it's worth it. Looks like we hit for a couple damage. These are like plague zombies, basically, what you're fighting. So you're clearing the ship of plague zombies. Why don't you move to here? And you don't have enough left to shoot, but she could shoot over her on her next turn. This thing's going to come up. They don't hit very hard. You can soak quite a few blows from these guys without too much trouble. Okay, so Her turn again. Why don't you shoot it right in the face? Nice. Keep going. Oh, you missed. Not enough AP. Okay, well, in that case, just end your turn. Let's have you start stabbing it in the head. Oh, nice. Critted for 21 there. There's a miss. Another miss. Can we get one more in? Nice. It's actually doing about as much damage as the gun is, and for less AP too. We'll end that turn, and let's have him run up and smack it in the head with that hammer. Oh, come on, man. I don't know if he's going to be in the way of them shooting now. Doesn't look like it. Cool, so that's done. Alright. Let's get moving. So I'm going to select him again since he's the tankiest, and it makes most sense to keep him in front. That's the elevator that we just activated, so I think we want to go in there. Let's see if we can go this way first. Or is it locked? It would appear to be locked. Activate the door control panel to proceed. I think we're supposed to go this way. Yeah. So let's take the elevator to where we're supposed to go. We'll do a little bit more, just so you guys can see a little bit more combat, and then I think we'll call it an episode here. They wanted us to move to the crew deck, I believe, so let's do that. Load times aren't too bad from what I've noticed, except for the first initial one where it's generating the universe, but I would imagine that is quite intensive, and so obviously it's going to take a while, and you only have to do it once per, I don't know if you need to, because I haven't bothered like loading up the old game to see if I have to generate it again, so it may be just a once per playthrough thing, or maybe like once at the start of every game, but wow, this load screen is actually taking quite a while, isn't it? I guess I'll make a cut here and come back when it's done. Okay, so we're down here now, and it only took about a minute after I cut, so it wasn't too bad. I think what we want to do now is basically just head down one of these hallways. I don't think it really matters which. And basically you just run into more plague zombies and fight them. That door is locked. Okay. In that case, I guess we'll head this way. This is the crew quarters. Okay, so apparently the lab is locked. But maybe we'll find something in the crew quarters to unlock it. God, you guys move slow. Oh, they're blocked, that's why. She's got to move first, since she was standing in the hallway. We don't want her leading the charge. She's not quite as tanky as some of the other characters, but should be fine for now. Typically, it starts you in combat early enough to where you have plenty of time to set up your people however you want them. So let's go into here, and there's some blood, so we can expect combat. Yep. Okay, so she is first, it looks like. Oh, the enemy's moving. Okay, well, that was my fault for running straight in there. But we'll be fine, I imagine. He keeps kicking us in the ass, which may change things. Can you run up there and hit him? No, you're blocked. That's unfortunate. Oh, there we go. Okay, smack him in the head, if you don't mind. Damn. How about one more? No? Okay. So that other plague zombie that was right here is moving. Let's see. Can you shoot through? It looks like you can. Nice, and a crit too. Let's aim for the head. I didn't mean to click on the arm there. Okay, not enough AP. So we'll just end that. And they're getting a lot of turns. Unless there's more of them than we see here. That's very possible. Finally, they start missing. Okay, can you go start engaging that one maybe? Yeah, go get in there. Okay, I probably should have just had you attack this one then. I was hoping you could wedge your way in here, but that's fine. Shoot him in the face. Can we disengage from combat? Or just at least get away? Like, come over here. Oh, we can. Okay, and there's no attacks of opportunity. Oh, but there's another zombie. Shoot this one in the head then. Oh, not enough. In that case, crouch. One thing I'd like to see is maybe the combat getting sped up just a little bit. The pacing's a bit slow. I think it would benefit from just a little bit faster pacing. But otherwise, I think it's fine. It's exactly what you'd expect. You've got different zones, obviously. The head is probably the most vulnerable. But you can, you know, hit them in the legs or something to slow them down, I imagine. Or in the arms to kind of handicap their damage output. I find that melee weapons tend to be the most reliable, at least in my experience. Ranged weapons will miss more often than melee, it seems like. Although the enemy, at least these plague zombie guys, tend to miss pretty often. Let's have you crouch so that your accuracy is slightly higher. Apparently it's not, but okay. Just keep shooting, I guess. There we go. Then we'll end your turn. This one's going to move up and attack her, I imagine. I didn't see any psychic powers on her, so I don't know how those manifest. You might need to level the character up pretty considerably before you see anything like that. I would imagine that being the case. It'd be a little too easy if they just gave them to you out of the gate. I mean, I don't know how powerful they are, but you know, I would expect them to be pretty useful. And so if you just started out like super godly right out of the gate in the tutorial, that might be a bit much. I'm very interested in trying them though. Okay, so her rifle skills went up. That's cool. You level up by doing just as you would expect. So if you shoot stuff with a rifle and you successfully hit, then you're going to level up your rifle skill. If you swing two-handed weapons at stuff and land some successful hits with that, then you're going to level up your two-handed skill. So if you're trying to work on a particular skill, you're going to have to keep using it. You can't just kind of like use whatever the most effective thing is and level something else up by proxy. It doesn't work that way. Let's focus on him. Put him down. This guy's going to run. So let's try to hit him in the head or something from behind. Cool, so we got him. End your turn at this point. Between combats, they passively level up, or excuse me, they passively regen health. Oh, that's gonna hurt. He might go down. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So he's KO'd. I think that means he gets back up at the end of the combat. I haven't lost the character in my test play, so this is new for me here. We'll see what happens. Let's get you in there to finish her off. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, there we go. I was like, who's... Because it zoomed back on her. I thought it was her turn again for some reason. Let's go finish it. Okay, I think she'll be able to wrap things up. Can we get a crit? Cool. So he's going to get back up. Perfect. And so their health will start regenerating passively. You can see their HP plus 3. This is like their stamina, I believe. And SP, I'm not sure what it is. It's very limited. I think it might be like skill points or something that you can use for certain abilities that you might have. I'm not sure how it works yet. I haven't gotten deep enough into the game. But we are unfortunately out of time, so I'm going to break it off here after I grab this loot. And, oh, we got some credits too. Nice. But, yeah. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. This has been Stellar Tactics. If you'd like to see more Stellar Tactics, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Stellar Tactics with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here for our next First Look video.